What is up, YouTube? I know it's been a really long time since I put a video out, besides the ones I put up the other day. If you guys haven't noticed, I changed the name of the channel and changed the hobby completely. Went from RC cars to now this. We're gonna start doing mountain bike videos. Once I get a GoPro, I'm gonna start doing trail videos, vlog style videos of me riding, talk about the trails, whatever. But for this video, we're just gonna talk about the bike, what it is, what parts I've put on it, and stuff like that. So, to start off, this is a 2019 Trek Roscoe. You can't see the Roscoe because of that, but it's a 2019 Trek Roscoe 7. So it's not the newest model, it's kind of older, 2019. I bought it used off a marketplace. Got a really good deal on it, actually. This one has the G2 Gary Fisher geometry. I'm not sure exactly what the exact specs for that are, but I know it's the G2 Gary Fisher. The fork up front, it has the 51 millimeter offset, or rake, as some people call it, I guess. I don't know why it's offset, rake, millimeter. It's a lot of stuff about mountain biking when you're first getting into it can be confusing and all that. I'm still learning, I'm brand new, so. The first thing that I noticed when I got this bike is the rear hub. That's not the stock rear hub. I changed that. Is the rear hub was making all kinds of grinding noises, and it wasn't pedaling real good, and it felt like it was slipping and stuff like that. So that was the first thing that I upgraded on this bike. I went with a let's see if I can get that in there to where you can see that. I went with a Hope Pro 4 hub. I had to do, because the spacing on the 2019 Roscoe's, 2019 7s at least, I don't know about the 8s and 9s and all that, but on this one it boost 141. You can see right there, it is boost 141. Most track bikes and the newer bikes and all that stuff and the full suspension bikes use boost 148. So that was a huge issue that I ran into. So Hope actually makes conversion kits. If you see this right here, that is an end cap. So this comes with other end caps, and you get the conversion kit, and you just pop off the ones that come on there, pop them ones on, and then it will work for boost 141. Now, I had my bike shop, local bike shop, put that on and completely rebuild the wheel because I'm brand new to the sport and don't have all the tools that you need or the know-how. So I had them install all new spokes, because when you get a new hub installed, if your spokes aren't bent, you might be able to use them maybe again, but like these ones for the Hope Pro 4 hub, the length of the spokes was going to be different and everything. So I just let them guys, I told them, do what you got to do. And then I had them put the red anodized nipples on there to match the red hub and everything else that's red on the bike, the red on black. I really, really love the look of this bike. The red on black is amazing. I think it looks really good. These grips, these are the Ergon GA2 grips. I absolutely love them. They're so comfortable. I mean, I ride with Fox Racing gloves on, but before I got them gloves, these grips, they didn't chew my hands up. They didn't hurt or anything like that. They felt really good. Another thing that I upgraded on the bike pretty quick, not right away, but I did it pretty quick because I was starting to get a clicking sound whenever I was pedaling under pressure. It sounded like it was coming from the left right there. So I was like, okay, let me do, maybe it's my, for anybody that's new to mountain biking and don't know what this is the bottom bracket. It's the part where your cranks connect inside of the tube here. So I replaced the bottom bracket. I ordered a Hope bottom bracket, red anodized to match the hub and the pedals. So went with that, it actually didn't stop the, excuse me, it actually didn't stop the clicking noise. So, but I have an upgraded bottom bracket now. Still clicking, I don't know. I put new pedals on here. These are the stamp ones. I bought a pair of Race Face Chester pedals and put them on, and it was still clicking, and I didn't actually like the way the Race Face Chester pedals felt. They're a lot like smaller and brickier, I guess, compared to these. So I actually took them back because I didn't really care for them that much. Just personal preference. What else about the bike? So it has the stock RockShox Judy fork on here for now. I'm actually getting a new fork for Christmas. I'm getting a Yari, RockShox Yari 140 mil travel fork. This is 120 mil, so I'm gonna go way 140 actual air sprung fork and everything. It's gonna make it ride 10 times better. I mean, it already rides really good for a cheap used bike off the marketplace. It rides really good. I haven't had really no major issues with it. I shred on it. I took it to a bike park and was jumping and everything, and it did really good. When I bought it off of the guy, it had these upgraded FSA afterburner bars on here. Same thing with these brakes. Get that to focus. It came with the FSA afterburner brakes, and they look really good. But I am having some issues with my brakes. It's like a grinding noise whenever I'm braking. I mean, they stopped me, but not the greatest. So eventually gonna get rid of them. Oh, in case I didn't say, it's a 19.5 inch, so it's a medium/large, I'm pretty sure. I still have the original stock Rhythm Comp stem on here, which I plan on changing. And it still has the stock, just open caged bearings headset in here. So whenever I do the fork, definitely gonna change the headset to go along with it so that it steers smoother and everything. It works really good. It steers good and everything now, but I just want it to be a little bit better because I do race. I have been to a couple races so far. Didn't do great. First race, I come in dead last and almost didn't complete the race. I was just happy I completed it. Second race, I did a little bit better. I come in 4th or 5th and cut my time down by like, almost a whole half hour. So I was really actually pumped about that. That was cool. So next year, by the time spring comes around, I plan on having the whole bike basically transformed into a sick hardtail because I love the idea of a hardtail. Like I said, I'm gonna do the fork. Excuse me, I'm actually gonna do Shimano XT brakes on front and rear. That way, because the Shimano XT shifter will only match up with the Shimano XT I-Spec B or V or whatever it is. The shifter will only match up with them brakes. So I'm actually gonna do the brakes before I do the shifter. And then when I do the shifter, I'm gonna go to a Shimano XT crank arms, Shimano XT chain, 11-speed chain, Shimano XT 11-speed cassette, and I'm gonna do the XT 11-speed derailleur as well. For now, this is all stock stuff that comes on at the FSA Gamma Pro 10-speed, Shimano Dior 10-speed derailleur, 10-speed cassette. It works good. I mean, it pedals, it shifts. It works really good. I don't necessarily think I need 12 gears, but having one more gear would definitely help. And I just want it to be super reliable. I don't want to have any issues, especially while I'm out racing or even just out on the trail having fun with my buddies. I don't want to have problems, and I want the bike to ride really good because I'm going to be starting to make content for whoever wants to watch the YouTube videos and everything, and I don't want to be constantly having issues and everything else. Here's the other side of the FSA afterburner brakes. These brakes, they look really good, and they're way better than the Tekio or whatever brakes come on the bike. This rotor up here is actually 180 mil rotor, so that's an upgrade too. It comes stock with 160, but it has this spacer on here so that I can put the 180 mil rotor up front. That feels amazing. It actually stops bike really good. I'm pretty sure this is still the stock dropper that comes in here, stock lever. Eventually, after I am done with the drivetrain, the fork, the brakes, the headset and the stem and all that good stuff, I do want to put a new dropper in here and a new dropper lever, because it goes up really easy, but it is so hard to get it to go back down sometimes. Like, I can't even do it right now while the bike's in the stand. That is a big problem that I have all the time. I mean, if I'm sitting on the bike, yeah, I can get it to go down pretty easy because my weight's on it, but just like this, while I'm trying to just push it down while it's in the stand, it's hard. It really is. And I don't know if it's just this button or if it's the actual dropper. Like, see right there, I got it. You couldn't see, but I like had to put my arm over it and put all my weight into it to get it to go down. So that is one thing I do eventually want to change, but for now it's not drastic. It's not stopping me from riding, so I'm not going to worry about that. I actually installed this little pump on here so that I have it. I am set up tubeless. Okay, well, yeah, let's get into that. Let's talk about the tires. So the tires that come on the bike are right here. Schwalbe Rocket Rons, 2.8 inches wide, and this is a I forgot to tell you, it's a 27.5 bike, front and rear. I know the newer ones are 29 inch, but this is 27.5, and I love it. So I was riding, and I actually got thorns, out of all things, in my tires. So in front and back, it flattened them both. So I ordered new tires. I took it to my bike shop. I knew my back tire was already set up tubeless because I had the rear hub rebuilt, so I knew it was already set up tubeless, but I thought my front tire was set up tubeless, so I took my front tire there first to get installed. And my mechanic come out of the back, and he was like, "Hey man, that tire is not tubeless," and he had a huge tube in his hand. I'm like, what? And it made so much more sense. I'm like, wow, that's why my front end's been like washing out and everything else. But anyways, I am set up tubeless now, front and back. I went with Maxxis. I don't know if this is Assegai or Assegai. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I went with Maxxis. I say Assegai. It's probably not right, but that's what I say. 27.5 by 2.6. So instead of the original 2.8 mid-fat bike tires that come on this, I went down to a 2.6 3C Max Terra Exo Plus protection, and this is a lot thinner is what the word I'm looking for of a tire. And this Assegai has these really thick side nubs, yeah, I guess nubs, that are really good for like when you're going into a berm and cornering and stuff. They really hook up really good. It has these really high ridged middle ones to help keep traction, and it helps with rolling resistance too, along with this middle one. It's kind of flat, so it's a really aggressive, grippy tire from what I've read and stuff and watched, but it's also a pretty fast rolling tire too. And that was the main thing that I went like from 2.8 to 2.6. My reasoning was I wanted to gain more speed, but the 2.8s, I felt like I was just being held down. Like I would be on a flat part and pedal and let off the pedal and have to get right back on the pedals immediately, or I would lose all my speed and I would come to a standstill. So I wanted to eliminate that, so I went with the Assegai up front, 2.6, and then in the back, I went with the Maxxis Minion DHR2, 27.5 by 2.6. It's also a lot thinner than the 2.8. Not nothing crazy, but I didn't want to go down to like 2.4 or anything like that. I want to go that thin. But this tire, it has pretty good side knobs. They don't stick out as far or as tall as the Assegai, I've noticed. And also, if I put these two tires on the ground, because I take them upstairs at night, because I'm in my basement right now and it gets really cold, so they actually went flat on me already twice. So I take them upstairs at night, but if I put them side by side, the Assegai is actually, from the knobs, it makes it taller. So it's a little bit taller and a little bit wider just because of the knobs. So I went with the DHR in the rear to help with speed. So I have a really grippy, aggressive, good cornering, gonna keep me planted, keep me from sliding out tire in the front. I have a really good, grippy, aggressive, gonna keep me planted, gonna not slide out as much as them tire in the rear, but also it helps me with speed because it's not as aggressive as the Assegai. And the 2.6 is coming down from the 2.8. Both help me with rolling resistance, and they help me keep my speed. I've only rode with these new tires once since I've had them put on because it took forever for them both to come, and by the time they got here, it was freezing cold out. It actually snowed like crazy today where I'm at, so my season is pretty much done. I know people ride in the winter and everything else, but I am not built for the cold. I hate the cold, so all winter I'm just gonna be upgrading and stuff like that and making review videos and whatever else you guys might want to see. If there's something you want me to review, just let me know in the comments. I could do a review on the 10.3 Park Tool stand that I got for my birthday. I could do a full review on the hub. I could do a full review on the bottom bracket. Whatever you guys want, just let me know. What else can I talk about on the bike? I mean, I've had it for a couple months now. Like I said, I got a super good deal on it. It was used, and I love it. I mean, I never really, I grew up riding dirt bikes and pedal bikes and BMX bikes and everything. I never really got into mountain biking. And then I thought about it one day. And a while back, me and a couple of my friends were a couple of my cousins actually were talking about getting into mountain biking. I seen a Red Bull Rampage video. I'm like, man, that looks like so much fun. So we went out and bought some Walmart mountain bikes, and we're trying to hit trails, dirt bike trails and stuff by our house. And it was a terrible experience. So that kind of threw me off of it. I was like, yeah, no, mountain biking is not for me. And then a couple years later, I was just thinking about it again, seen a video or whatever, and then I was like, you know what, let's try this out. So me and my girlfriend went to a place called Arrowhead Bike Farm where you can rent bikes. And we both rented bikes and went on a ride and everything, and I was hooked. It was actually, the bike that I rode there was a Roscoe 7, so I was hooked. I was like, okay, I gotta get a bike right now. So I saved up, found this thing, got it, fell in love. I ride all the time now, as much as I can. Spend a good bit of money on all this stuff. That's the one thing about mountain biking. It is expensive. Everything to do with mountain biking is expensive. The tires were $100 easy. Speaking of tires, I know the only thing, if you look, there's two things actually. These were from race day. I had my plate on here, and I put these on here to stop with the noise, all that smacking off everything and all that stuff. So them are lime green. Everything else you see is pretty much red or black, besides like the tires and stuff. But you see this valve stem is green. The reason why is it's a special valve stem. Other valve stems, tubeless valve stems, the air comes out of the bottom. I'm pretty sure they come out of the bottom of the valve stems. Well, since I'm riding a hardtail, I've noticed a couple of times where I'll hit a root or I'll hit a rock and I've heard my rim ding, and that is terrifying to me because I just had this rim rebuilt on the Pro 4 hub and everything, and new spokes, so I don't want to break my rim. Knock on wood, but I didn't want to break my rim. So I actually had cush core installed. Now I got the 27.5 plus size because this is considered a mid fat bike or whatever, even though I dropped down to 2.6, but it's still considered a mid fat bike. So I went with the plus size because of these 40 mil ride rims. I think they're 40s. But anyways, I got the cush core installed. to help with the rim dings and to help me keep traction in the rear end. Since I went with the less aggressive tire up front, it helps you with cornering, so your tires don't, what they call it, burping. When you're going around a berm, your tire can burp out some sealant and stuff. So apparently Cush Core is supposed to help with that, so I got that installed. Here, I'll give you guys a quick sound of this Hope Pro 4 hub. This hub sounds amazing. Some people don't like it, some people do. I love it. It sounds so good compared to the stock hub. The stock hub, everybody says it sounds like a concrete mixer, and it really does. It sounds so bad. That's like the main quirk I have about the older bikes. Now, I did, whenever my rim was getting rebuilt, I got a chance, I got a loaner bike from Trek. It was the 2023 Roscoe 7, and that rear hub felt pretty good. It still wasn't perfect. It wasn't amazing, but it was way better than the stock hub that comes on these ones. A million times better. But I'll give you guys a quick pedal. You can hear what this thing sounds like. It's crazy. It sounds so good. Super loud. People are gonna hear you coming. They're gonna know when you're being lazy and not pedaling. Like I said, some people don't like that sound, but I do. I love it. It's not quite as loud as like one of the Industry 9 hubs or anything like that, but I think it still sounds really good. It's a 4-paw ratcheting system in there. I forget how many points of engagement are on the Hope Pro 4 hub. And for anybody that doesn't know, points of engagement basically just means, so like with my old stock hub, there was a lot of slack or play, you might say, in this. Like when you would pedal back and then go forward, it wouldn't start rolling right away, and that's because of your points of engagement on the stock hub. Didn't have a lot of points of engagement, so that wasn't really good. You'd go to climb a hill or something, and it wasn't nothing crazy, but you hear that click, and then it would go forward a bunch without the tire actually moving, without getting the power through the drivetrain. So as you can see now, there's really, I mean, if you watch the crank arm and the tire, there's really no play in there now. So that's great. That's amazing. I love that. So I don't have a lot of slack in my cranks. I'm getting everything out of each pedal, if that makes sense. And then the Hope bottom bracket, it hasn't given me no problems whatsoever. It looks amazing. It feels really smooth when I pedal. The bike in general really hasn't given me too many issues. I mean, it's just all stuff that I didn't like, the hub and stuff like that. I didn't know nothing about mountain bikes when I purchased this bike, but like I said, I got a crazy good deal on it and I fell in love with it. I absolutely love this bike. Even if I do eventually get another bike down the road, I'll probably never sell this. I'll just keep it, hang it up in the garage, keep it for one of my boys when they get older, or just keep it as a memory because it's my first actual mountain bike, like actual good trail riding mountain bike, you know what I mean? So that'll always be a good memory. So I'll probably never get rid of it regardless, even if I do get, like, my dream bike is a 2023 Santa Cruz 5010. I watched so many videos on them bikes. I think they look amazing. They probably ride amazing. That's my dream bike. But for now, the good old hardtail will do. It rides really good. Puts a smile on my face every time I ride it. What else can I say about it, man? I mean, there's really nothing much more to say. It's a great bike. They say it's rated for intermediate trails, level 3. I'm not really too sure about the trail ratings and stuff, but I rode it at North Park in Pittsburgh, and there's a trail there called Dr. J. Now that is a black diamond trail, jumps, drops, all kind of stuff. I did the whole trail, didn't skip no features, nothing. First time at a bike park, it did fantastic. And that was the Black Diamond Trail. The local places that I go to, like Thompson Run, they have a couple Black Diamonds there, no problem. Whatever I throw at it, it eats it up. I've hit skill parks and jumps and everything. Basically where your skill level is at and what you're willing to do, this bike will do. It will do it. It'll take it. The newer ones have, I guess, a little bit better geometry. Like this part comes up a little bit more. I mean, I don't know. I rode the newer ones. I liked it, but this is plenty enough for me for now. I love it. In the future, I have a GoPro that I'm getting. So once spring comes and the bike's fully upgraded, I'm gonna start doing actual YouTube videos of me riding and stuff like that. I'll either do like a chest mount or a helmet mount or something like that and get some videos out for you guys of me riding and doing like vlog style videos on the trails and stuff like that. Maybe even like half tutorials, like what I've learned from mountain biking so far. I'm by far no expert or anything, but there is some stuff that I've learned, and I'm getting better every time I ride. I feel like I get better, and that's the whole point in the sport, to just go out, have fun, learn, overcome fears, stuff like that, and it's amazing. I plan on getting my girlfriend a bike and my son a bike actually for Christmas, so that we can all ride together too as well. Be like a mountain bike family. I think that would be awesome. Something we could all do together. But yeah, man, this is the bike. 2019 Trek Roscoe 7. Pretty heavily upgraded. Alright, let's run through the upgrades. We got upgraded tire, front and rear. We have upgraded handlebars, upgraded brakes, upgraded rotor because of that spacer that makes you able to put 180 instead of 160 mil. We have upgraded pedals. These aren't the pedal. Well, I guess most bikes, from what I see, don't come with pedals, but these are Stamp 1 pedals. I love them. I'll probably, whenever I get my new cranks and stuff, I'll honestly probably just buy a brand new pair of Stamp 1s because these pedals are amazing. I love the way they feel. Upgraded Hope bottom bracket. We have the upgraded Hope Pro 4 rear hub. If you've noticed, I like Hope parts. They feel tough. They feel good. They feel like quality. I don't have to worry about them breaking, and if they do break them, if it does break, Hope has all kind of replacement plans and protection plans and all that good stuff, so not worried about that. What else is upgraded on the bike? Oh, we have the Cush core in there in the rear tire. I only went with Cush core in the rear, being that, as you can see, there's no shock here. So yeah, I went with Cush core in the rear. This seat, okay, that is another thing that I don't really like. This seat hurts your ass. Excuse my language, but the seat hurts. It does. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially if you're just starting out. Oh my God, it hurts. Like the next day after I got this bike and I rode for a couple miles, the next day I was hurting so bad. I actually went to Walmart and bought like a big pad thing that goes over top of this for when I ride, and it works. I mean, it helps a lot. I was looking around to see if it was laying around here somewhere. I don't see it, but yeah, it helps a lot with the pads. So that's another thing I do want to upgrade. I'll probably, whenever I upgrade the actual dropper post, I'll probably upgrade the seat at that time. I would also like to put a better bottle cage here. I'd like to put like either, yeah, definitely like one of the real bright red ones. I think that would like just kind of like add into the flow and everything with all the colors. I think that would look good. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna do, this is a 120 mil travel fork, RockShox Judy. It's a coil fork. I mean, it works. It's okay. But when I'm riding and I'm going down rough hill sections, I mean, literally, it's like my arms are just like So I'm definitely gonna upgrade that to the RockShox Yari 140 mil Air 4 D-Bone Air, whatever they call it, I don't know. But yeah, gonna do that. I think that alone, I think will make the bike feel like a whole different bike. I really do. I think that's gonna make it feel like a whole different bike. And when I do the fork, I'm gonna do, like I said, I'm gonna do maybe either a Hope or Chris King or Wolf Tooth makes good ones. Some kind of upgraded closed bearing headset instead of just the caged bearing headsets. And also at that time, I want to go with a shorter stem to bring me more, my riding position more back and up. You know what I mean? I think that'll help a lot. I think it'll make it feel like a whole new bike and make me ride a little bit more comfortable and give me more confidence and be able to ride more aggressive than just the original coil fork, which, like I said, it's not terrible. It has lockout. If the camera would focus. It has the lockouts. It has preload adjustments. It has the rebound adjustments. So I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not terrible. It works, but definitely gonna upgrade that. That's actually next on the upgrade list. And then after the whole front end gets its makeover, I'm gonna start with the drivetrain. First things first with the drivetrain, we're gonna do the brakes because, like I said, the XT 11-speed shifter will not match up with these brake levers. So we're gonna upgrade the brakes. I'm actually just gonna throw these afterburner, FSA afterburner upgraded brakes in a box somewhere and keep them for whenever I get my girlfriend a bike. In case our bike comes with not so great brakes, I could just throw them on there, you know? That way she'll have upgraded brakes and I won't have to worry about her not having enough stopping power. So yeah, that's basically the bike, man. New hobby, like I said. I know I was gone for a long time without videos and stuff, but I'm back. New hobby. I still, if anybody's wondering, I do still have all the RC cars. I didn't sell any of them. I didn't get rid of any of them. There's actually a bag full of stuff right here. Old frames and all that stuff. I do still have my RC cars, man. It just got to the point where it was so expensive. Literally, even if I wasn't racing, every time I went out and drove that car or just bashed it or just even lightly drove it or raced it or whatever, something broke every single time. And it was never like a $10 part or a $5 part. It was always a $200 part, a $300 part. Like right now, the Slash, if anybody's wondering, I'll just let you know, the Slash, the two-wheel drive Slash that I upgraded the motor and everything on, I completely turned it into a race car and everything. It's sitting upstairs right now with a transmission that's ripped out of it. And the Proline race transmission that I wanted to put in there to be able to deal with the new race motor and the 3-cell battery and everything is $250. I mean, I know that's not crazy, but that's a lot of money to just spend on an RC car that is gonna break every time I ride it or play with it. So, new hobby. It's expensive too, but I actually get a lot. I feel like I get a lot more out of mountain biking than I do the RC cars. I'm getting healthier. It puts a way bigger smile on my face. I'm learning. The mountain bike community is amazing. It's great. I haven't met one bad person in the mountain bike community. Everybody's super nice, super helpful. Yeah, it's just, I love everything about mountain biking, everything. Even the parts where you're climbing up a hill, sweating, you feel like you're gonna pass out, you can't breathe. It's amazing. Like, since I've started riding bikes, I feel so much better. Not even just like physically, mentally and everything. Something about just going out on a trail in the middle of the woods, riding a bike, it just clears your mind. You can get your frustration out, you can learn. It's an amazing thing, and I love it. And so that's what the YouTube channel is going to be from now on. Hopefully you guys like that and enjoy that. So yeah, like I said, if there's any questions